Yes.
Now, Baruch Hashem. Good. So, today we're continuing with the Dat Vunot of the Ramhal. And just to summarize what we were doing last week, we went a little bit sideways, but now we're going into back to the main road of the Dat Vunot. The purpose of the Ramhal is to explain how is it that Hashem is all good and we're looking around and we see so much pain and suffering. Okay, that's the big conflict of life, of the creation, and we want to understand why is it like that. Okay, what Hashem had in mind, what is the purpose, and where does it all go to. So, the first sentence of the Ramhal in this paragraph is saying, החיסרון הוא לא נולד אלא מהסתר פניו של האדון ברוך הוא. Meaning, all of the pain and suffering that we see all around us, I'm saying in general pain and suffering, but it includes obviously within it anything that you can think about that is negative. It's all coming from the hiddency of the glory of Hashem's face. Okay, it's not, maybe it's not the exactly the right wording for that. What does it mean, Hashem face? So I gave this parable a while ago, but let me repeat it again. When you see your friend, you see his front, you see his face, you recognize your friend. If you see him from the back, maybe it's him, maybe it's not him, you have doubts, right? So anything that is good, right? So we say, Baruch Hashem, it's good, right? So we recognize Hashem because we see the goodness. When we see something that is negative, so we say, Baruch Hashem. I hope it's Hashem. I don't know what's going on. Something is not working, but okay, I hope that it will work out somehow to the best, and right? So you have doubts. Why? Because it is the back of Hashem. It's not the front that you can recognize, it's the back. So again, anything that is negative is the hiddency of the face of Hashem. Meaning we cannot recognize Hashem. Okay. Now, what's the reason that Hashem is hiding his face from us? What's the reason? So the Ramhal explains, שלא רצה להאיר פניו על נבראיו מתחילה מיד, שיהיו שלמים בתחילה. Hashem didn't want to have the shining of his face, to shine his face on the creation from the beginning of the creation. Okay? There's a purpose for that. Of the creation, Hashem created the creation that it will go through a process, and this process have to go through this time of lack, of emptiness, of hiddency. And obviously that's what we are all wishing for, right? All of the creation is yearning. All of the creation, with no exception. I'm not talking about Jewish, not Jewish. I'm talking even like plantation, even minerals. Yeah, recognize this desire that they have, but this is the desire of the whole creation. To have the revelation of the glory of Hashem. Also the angels, not only the physical levels, also the spiritual levels, everybody. Now, if everybody wants it, why Hashem is hiding it? Obviously, when Am Yisrael came to Eretz Yisrael from Egypt, so Hashem told them, I will not make all of the nations that are settling the land now to run away from you immediately, because then the land will stay empty until you come to take it, and then all of the animals, all the wild beasts will take over the land, and it will be much difficult for you. So while you will go in slowly, I will push them out of the land of Israel. This is the saying of that's what it says in the Torah. You can say that it's harder, it's easier to chase away the animals. I'm not saying no, but this is what it says in the Torah. So I want to take this principle and use it here. That whenever there is a void, something will take over it. Something will fill it up. If it's not positive, it's negative. Right? About Yosef HaTzadik, it says, "V'abor rek en bo mayim." The pit was empty. There was not water there. Chazal says, "En bo mayim," there's no water. It means there's something else. Nechashim v'akrabim. There's snakes and scorpions there. If there's no water, if there's no, right? Some people, they're trying to do meditation and they have problems with all kinds of negative thoughts. So the people that don't have experience, so they're trying to fight with the thought, to think about the same thing they're trying not to think about. So obviously it doesn't work, right? But Chazal says, "En machshevet arayot mitgaberet ela belev apanui min hachokma." Thought of non-proper thoughts is coming into the heart of someone that is empty from wisdom. So if we are filling up our heart, our mind with wisdom, so there's no empty void. So there's no place that the negative can come in. Okay? Every time it comes in, it's a reminding call. We didn't fill it up properly. We have to reconnect and make our connection stronger. So let's go back. Obviously Hashem knew that what will happen if there's a void. All of those negative things will develop there, as we see, right? All kinds of crazy thoughts and ideas and religions and cults and who knows what, right? As you know better than me, the whole world is getting crazier and crazier. So what's the goal of all of that? Why do we need it? Let's just, bring Mashiach now, right? We want Mashiach now. What's the reason that Hashem is holding back? So the answer is that everything have its time, and we need to have a period of time of lack, of darkness. Okay? Imagine yourself, there is places, you don't have to imagine too much. There is places in the world that there's no darkness, there's no night, or almost like very, 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 very short night. Right? Mm-hmm. So, makes some things difficult, right? The normal way is what we have, right, in Eretz Israel is usually the most the best balance. That there's certain amount of the day that is night, so you can sleep, you can do whatever you're supposed to do at night. By the way, there's a machloket in the Gemara. What was the night was made for? Is it made for sleeping, or is it made for learning girsa? Just a side note, but that's a different class. Anyhow. It says in Chazal that העולם הזה דומה ללילה. This world is like night, dark. Okay. העולם הבא דומה ליום. The world to come is like a day. So, in a certain way, we can understand what is the meaning of this time of lack, of void, of darkness, that there is a place for all of the negativity in the world, in the creation, similarly to the need that there is for night. Okay? So now I'm not talking about the side of the, we'll see. So what do we do at night? So supposedly, there is people that do some other things, but supposedly it's sleeping and learning. Yeah? So there is, the Litvaks, they are learning in the first half of the night, and then they go into sleep until the morning. That's what we do here in the Diaspora Yeshiva. The Mekubalim, they go to sleep in the beginning of the night, and they wake up at midnight, and then they starting to learn at midnight. So it comes out that through all of Am Yisrael, you have a full night of learning. Half of Am Yisrael in the beginning, first half of the night, and the second half of Am Yisrael. I wish it was half of Am Yisrael in the second half of the night. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, anyhow, you have time of learning, time of sleeping. What happens when a person is asleep? He's not so much aware of himself, right? Why? The awareness goes to wherever it goes. Okay, there's a certain dimensions that the awareness, the neshama, goes into them, go through them. Okay, there's a certain destination that is. It's a lot connected to death. Okay, Chazal says that sleeping is 1 out of 60 of death. So when a person is going to sleep, 1 out of 60 of himself died. But it's not exactly that it's like a certain part that is like that. It's certain taste of death. Let's call it this way. By the way, it says about David HaMelech that he didn't have the taste of death. When he went to sleep, he was sleeping in a certain manner. It's called in the Gemara, in the Zohar, it's called Shitin. It means the first half of the night, like I said about like the way that the Mekubalim is organized in the schedule. Anyhow, so person goes to sleep, his awareness goes to a certain place, without getting to all of the Kabbalistic definitions of that. And then it has an effect that it renews the strength of the body, the capability of the body, right? Person is tired, he needs to go to sleep, goes to sleep, then he wakes up, he has new strength. What happened? What's the Hashem created a certain need, right? That we have to go to sleep to renew our strength. So according to the principle, what is happening now in the world? By the way, now it's not exactly the best example, because now we are in the process of waking up. Because it's already we are in the process of redemption. So, but let's say all those 5,500 years that passed until the last few hundred years, basically from the time of the Arizal, so there's a process of waking up. But without the last 500 years, what happened previously? From the sin of Adam Rishon until the time of the Arizal, about 500 years ago, so we have about 6,500 years. What happened there? Basically, obviously there was the beginning point of the class. What is the goal of all of that? As we spoke before, Hashem wanted to give us the chance to do the right way you're going. So the best place to have the revelation of Hashem, to enjoy it, is within those meditations. There is in the Kabbalah, there is very, very advanced technical meditations with all kinds of names and letters, goes up, goes down, goes, and so on and so forth. Yeah, this goes on and on and on. It becomes to be very, very complex. But I think that it and make it more sophisticated. Go ahead, right? That's what I'm here for, trying to learn it and to teach it and all of the books and the sidurim and so on. But I'm saying that those concepts is what happens. And I know some people that unfortunately that's what happened to them. They were trying to do all kinds of advanced meditations, but they didn't have these foundations that I'm speaking with you now. So then after they already got body, physical body. Really, we should have a few minutes of only that. And go from the beginning of your toes and slowly go through body from bottom to top, and give each muscle the order to come down, to relax. Of the light of Hashem. Feel the light of Hashem that is surrounding you, filling you. Every time you're breathing in, think about the light of Hashem that comes in. Every time you breathe out, contemplate on the light of Hashem that is surrounding you. Every time you hear voices from outside, enjoy the light that you experience. Connect with feelings of gratitude, and appreciation. back to your physical body, the movement. When you're ready to open your eyes. Welcome back. Somebody wants to say something, to ask, to share.
Why we have to come back?
Why do we have to come back? That's a very good question. Yosef?
We can stay over there.
I like this question.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. we pray in which direction? To the west or the east?
You're asking...
In general, everywhere, not here. I mean, in general, always we're praying to the west, right?
No,
It depends where are you in the world. You have to
Here
pray
in
to
New
the
York.
direction of Eretz Israel, to Yerushalayim, to Beit HaMikdash.
What?
We're praying north,
So for New York, we have to pray.
east,
In America, you have to pray.
east.
China, you have to pray west.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of this, 'cause- but if you're inside the temple now,
So you have to direct yourself to Kodesh Kodeshim.
Yeah, quite.
go to the shiur.
Anyhow, I want to refer to what Yosef was asking. So
It's like this west.
it says about Avraham Avinu that he went up to the mountain, right? Then it came down, right? Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the mountain, then he came down, right? So Har in Hebrew, mountain, Har, is the same letters of the word Hirhu. Hirhu is a certain way to say contemplation, which is basically the same thing that I call meditation. So every time it says in the Torah, also in the Tanakh, speaks about mountain, to go up the mountain. So it's not my words, by the way. It's put on in many books. So it means to have spiritual elevation, right? And every time we do that, we need to do that, but also we need to be able to come down. And actually, that's one of the things that I explain as a difference between Jewish meditation and all kinds of other meditations. That we don't want the meditation to be something that is a part of life. That you have to isolate yourself, like that you have like a place of meditation, and then you have the regular life that you like anyone else. The goal of the Jewish meditation is that it will be combined within life. So you have to, in the beginning, to have the practice, so you need to have quiet room and to have a time that no one is bothering you and so on and so forth. But the purpose is to get to a place that in any situation you can have the meditation within whatever you do. And that's the reason that every time in the those two examples of Avraham Avinu and Moshe Rabbeinu, that they went down to the mountain and they reconnect with their people, right? By Avraham Avinu, so he left the Ne'arim, it says, and then he came down, he met them, and they went together to Beersheba. And Moshe Rabbeinu, he left Am Yisrael, he went up to the mountain, then he came back and he reconnected with the nation of Am Yisrael. So that's very important, that to bring the experience of the meditation, whatever you're experiencing, to bring it into your everyday life, and to have that it will it will be one thing. So that's for me it's a very, very important point. B'ezrat Hashem, let's finish with a blessing that all of us will have the privilege to go up the mountain and to know how to come down and to reconnect with whatever we have to deal with in our life, that all of the way that we are dealing with life and people around us, it will be full of inspiration of Hashem. B'ezrat Hashem. Amen.